Polydar or Pronoundar, every pony. This is BronyDan. It's not original, but hey, you try coming up with originality these days. You know, if somebody would be kind enough to refresh my memory, but have we ever had 2 episodes in a row where Zecora was kind of a focal point? I mean, the only thing that comes to my mind is way back in Season 1 with her first appearance on Swarm of the Century. And even then, that's kind of stretching it, since her appearance in that episode was really just a cameo. Am I thinking too much into this? I think so. So let's take a look at A Health of Information. We open with Fluttershy and Zecora in a swamp trying to retrieve something called crisscross moss. Yeah, I can't see why it's called that.
There we go. Now, that wasn't so tough. Fluttershy, tell me, will this be enough?
Gee, I don't know. It's a pretty big pack, so maybe enough to fill up this sack? Oh my, you're rubbing off on me, Zecora.
If this keeps up, Zecora, this entire episode will be a Dr. Seuss tribute. But then Zecora falls into the swamp, only to be blasted by a passing flower, which causes her to fall ill. Many people aren't aware of the dangers of drive-by pollinating.
Let's have a listen to the old ticker.
Do you think it's serious, Doctor?
Well, that wasn't a good sign.
I'm more of a smooth jazz pony man myself. So it appears that Zecora has a rare disease called swamp fever, a condition that eventually turns a victim into the trees which the flowers grow from. So does that mean that the trees we saw back in the swamp are actually... Jesus! And apparently there's no known cure. Double Jesus! So Fluttershy, feeling responsible, decides to go out and find the cure herself. So she called on Twilight to help.
Are you cooking?
Yeah, Spike and I are having a cook-off.
We would have called it a bake-off, but we weren't sure if Channel 4 would get pissy over that now that they own the rights. So Twilight and Fluttershy try to find anything on a healer called the Mystical Mask, but to no avail, until...
Twilight! Lipstick fans!
Yeah, has anybody ever in reality woken up saying random shit? I mean, I know it's supposed to be little snippets of dreams, but half the time it just kind of feels like they're here just to make the scenes more quirky. Fluttershy learns that the Mystical Mask was a pony called Mage Meadowbrook, so she drags Twilight with her to the bayou.
Wow, it looks like this place has been abandoned for years. Twilight, look! It's the same kind of lily pad that gave Zecora swamp fever.
But they come across a Cajun pony called Cattail, who is actually a descendant of Mage Meadowbrook, as they discover that Meadowbrook had managed to find a cure for swamp fever, which was from the honey of the flash bees. I think somebody will make a joke about that, but I'm not going to because I'm not that shallow. But there are now bigger problems.
Oh no! I've caught swamp fever!
But despite being ill, Fluttershy is still determined to get the cure for Zecora.
Hello, Flash Bees. I was hoping I could get some of your honey.
Oh no, we've just lost this month's shipment of that Pooh Bear character. We're not taking the risk with you.
But I really need it.
But Fluttershy's body can't take any more and she passes out.
He looks a bit peaky, doesn't he? Peaky? What do you expect? He fell over 100 feet. Yeah, come on, Ron. Let's walk you up the astronomy tower and see what you look like.
Probably a right sight better than he normally does.
You've been asleep for 3 days.
3 days?
We'll have to find another way to get the honey.
We've tried everything from disguises to things I won't even speak of.
He's been through a lot these past 3 days.
It completely slipped my mind that it was mating season. But Fluttershy figures out how Meadowbrook was able to get the honey from the flash bees by using a mask that has the same markings of the queen bee. So she uses that to get the honey and heal Zecora.
I certainly learned that if you don't take care of yourself, you won't be able to take care of any pony else. In fact, if I had rested, Like Twilight suggested all along, maybe I would have thought to use Meadowbrook's mask sooner.
Please tell me you found the cure.
I suppose this might be a bad time to say that I might have infected some of my patients as well. Well, A Health of Information was, honestly, an enjoyable episode. It kind of reminded me of the Painted Lady from Avatar The Last Airbender, though just minus the rather forced environmental message. I again like seeing this new side of Fluttershy, the fact that she's now so assertive that she can stand up to whatever she feels is the right thing. Even though in this case, it nearly killed her. Come on, that is not an exaggeration. Think about it! Also, we're getting more looks into Equestria's history, which I suppose is the theme of this season. If it turns out that all these figures come together Avengers style for the finale, that would be awesome. Overall, the episode was really entertaining, funny, and quite serious at times. What more could you want? This is BronyDan saying, Nostar.
All the innocent who suffer from your stubbornness and pride.